was driving in a car in LA, we were on the freeway, and just utterly unprovoked. There was no poster or billboard or anything Superman related in my peripherals. And I was just driving, and it got a bit quiet in the car, and I suddenly turned to the passenger seat and said, I just got angry about Man of Steel again.
Tim and I were here to do a Tipsy Talk and have spent roughly 40 minutes talking about film. And I decided to make a second video out of this that's just us talking about film.
The movies you hate most are the ones that have good ideas and have potential.
Yeah, you get upset that they ruin the potential. You're like, look at the cast and the budget and the writers and the things you had at your disposal, and it was such a good concept.
Yeah, fuck it. I can't. Oh man, I can't even think about it. It's just...
You really hate Man of Steel.
It's so bad.
I feel so bad for ever liking it now.
It's not completely awful.
No, it's not complete. They're wonderful scenes.
No matter how many times people talk about the whole Batman vs Superman thing, it's just like, it's gonna have some fucking stupid action scenes, isn't it? What if, because it's true, they've made a kind of gritty version of a movie, so like, it would be totally possible that like, Batman is going to be in some kind of metal version of the suit to be able to fight.
And he is.
Like, couldn't you see someone bringing that to Zack Snyder and he goes, this is great. This will lead to at least 5 action scenes in which there are various robots.
Oh God, Zach, I do feel like there is a part of me that's a little bit like a kid playing with some toy and like he's doing it wrong, but he's so happy. And you're like, leave him be.
Man of Steel does feel like that.
Yes, it does.
Because it is things like, I'll always refer to the moment when like the fucking Krypton machine is on him, and Superman's like, oh man, this is so difficult. Oh no, wait, I'm Superman, and then he fucking destroys it. Like it is just like it's like a kid being like, oh, he's in so much pain. Thor versus Iron Man is. Yeah, think about it. Like, even though it's a great scene in the Avengers, think about it. Like, one of them is a god.
I know.
And the other one is just
a guy in an iron suit.
Yeah, like the god would just destroy it.
Absolutely.
But like, it kind of works. What age were you when Phantom Menace came out? Like, did you ever see it in cinemas?
Did I? Yeah. Like we went to see it. Cool. All my friends and I like went together to the Savoy, which is way back when it was kind of the biggest cinema and the only cinema to go to. Obviously, it's not the biggest now. But at the time,
only cinema in Ireland. Not just Dublin.
I'm sure there was a time. I'm sure there was a time, Jim.
All the complaints when movies are bad came from Irish people who trekked across the country to see bad movies.
I remember going to see it, and it was like all of us together. This like new screen they put in, and what I loved about this Savoy was like it had the proper like red sort of velvety seats, like the comfortable old cinema seats, and a big huge red curtain that would pull across the screen when the film was ready and everything. And then when the trailers end, the curtain goes a little bit further and the screen gets bigger, and like, oh my god, just the beginning when it was like like the whole crowd was just like, fuck yes! It was amazing. It was so good to see. It was like proper fun. Now, obviously, it was shit. So swept up in just loving the franchise and the characters.
Totally,
and I'm like, this is amazing.
No, totally, I 100% get it. Like, as fans, we love to be like, terrible. I would have done this. I'll pay for the next one though. We are the problem. Like,
no, absolutely.
As consumers, we are the reason that those kind of producers don't learn their lesson.
I know.
When they make us bad movies, because we still pay for them, and we still see them again to check whether or not we whether it's our fault. I did that with Spider-Man 3 so bad. Like I saw it, came out, and I was like, it was that typical thing where like I was like, I don't think I like that, and my brain went, shut up, you liked it. It was Spider-Man.
Why was there just a fucking jazz interlude in the middle, Tim? Why? Can we talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
Because I did my thesis on superhero films in college, and I wrote a whole paragraph about this fucking weird jazz thing.
Yeah, totally.
And I couldn't even get my brain around it then, and like all these years later, I'm still talking about it. It's like scarred me really bad.
Yeah, no, it's Star Trek. We need to talk about Into Darkness at some point. Did you like it?
Do you know what's really funny, Tim? I'm going to be completely honest. I was watching the first Star Trek the other night, and I was desperately trying to remember the sequel. All I know is Benedict Cumberbatch was in it.
Yeah. No, like
isn't that terrible?
No, I agree. I don't think it holds up half as well. I think it's well made enough that when you're in it, you kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Like, because I was having fun with it when I was watching it. For some reason, like, some things that pissed off, like, hardcore Trekkies, like, things like them reversing the Spock kind of thing, that didn't bother me. Like, I understand why it maybe would. The only thing that ever bothered me during the movie was the kind of way they decided to end it with a uppercut punch cut to black. I remember that just being like, it looks like you didn't have the budget to finish this. The first one, though, I'm sure there are plot holes in that one, holds together quite well.
It did, yeah. Oh my god. Saying that, watching it the other night, it was like plot holes that hadn't occurred to me before. But, hold on, Kirk's just pissed Spock off. He wouldn't throw him off the ship. He wouldn't just abandon him on a planet. And then he lands and is almost killed by this creature. So, in effect, Spock has just sentenced him to execution because he pissed him off. It's like, and then he just happens to land on the same fucking planet that the old Spock is on. Bit of a coincidence, Tim.
I can take coincidence.
And then they walk a few miles and happen to find Scotty, and I'm like, why didn't I see this the first time? I was just so happy. I was like, oh my god, it's Spock. Oh my god, it's Scotty.
Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars. Right?
Oh, Tim, I don't know.
No? Okay.
If it were based on the movies alone, it would be Star Wars, obviously, hands down. But having grown up on The Next Generation and the fact that it became such an institution in my life, like Sky One showed it at 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. and I watched it both times every day. So TV in my room with my sister, and she would like let me watch Star Trek, and that noise the engine makes in the background, and you can actually get YouTube videos of just the engine idling noise. Did you know this?
Like an hour?
24 hours.
Nice.
So yeah, it's harder to pick between TV and films because they are part of your life so much longer.
Yeah, no, totally.
But,
like, for instance, it's the same way, like, when I jump to the fact that it's like Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, a lot of people are like, oh really? Because like, you know, the Dark Knight movies are better and stuff, and I'm kind of like, yeah, but it's because it's not just based on the movies. It's because I love the comic books and I love the cartoons, and I do think he's a superior character to any other superhero.
Who would you think my favorite superhero is? Oh my god, you're really thinking about it.
I'm gonna assume it's between Batman and Superman.
I hate that you would assume that. You're totally right, but I just hate that you would assume that. I'm so mainstream. I want to be
Batman.
It's Superman.
Oh, okay, I was wrong.
I want to be a hipster. I want another beer.
I probably should have one, shouldn't I?
I mean, you should. I don't know what it is about Superman. Deep down, deep set of core values being so true.
Yeah. Still something we can aspire to be.
Yeah, it gets me. There's something so like earnest about it, and you don't get that kind of earnestness in films anymore. It's like, it's cool to be ironic and sarcastic, and nowadays when we write characters, there seems to be the anti-hero a lot of the time, or you know, there's a grey area, and so rarely nowadays do you get, and you can't really write somebody who is just 100% fully a good person without it feeling really cliched and trite. And so it's kind of the only way that you can do it and it be believable.
But there's definitely various comic renditions of Superman where he loses his dad, his Earth dad, because he dies of a heart attack. And what's so beautiful about that, in a way, is that concept that like Superman, the mightiest person in the world, can't stop nature.
That's what gets me.
Like, and that is gorgeous. Like, that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And as a concept, it's so strong. And again, I kind of point to this as why I don't quite like the way what they do with Man of Steel, because it is that whole thing of,
I didn't like that.
because they went for this, they have this beautiful story, and it's so beautiful, and like he's lost his dad, and he's Superman, and he can't do anything about it because a heart attack happened, and someone looked at that and went, how about a tornado?
Yeah, I love how you say someone, and then you did the Zack Snyder.
someone came and was like, you know, you're just imagining a room full of writers, and he's like, well, there's a version in the comics where he passes away due to a heart attack, and it's really poignant because it refers to Superman not having the power to change nature. I like that, but let's put that in the maybe pile. I also really like this tornado. It's such an ungracious way to kill off character.
Such a bad person. You're making me hate it more the more we talk about it. Oh god. Oh, such a bad film.
There we go. Ended it on a high.
You never know what's going to go into a Hazel video, Tim, and that's the beauty of it. I think that's where we'll leave it. What do you think?
I think so.
I think so. Where's the button on this thingy?